So Sonia, hi.
Hello.
It's good to connect with you. And let's just start because you have that beautiful ritual that for me has grown into actually like a part of my life that started with you and your mom, right?
I love that. It sure
Yeah.
did. So, um, I guess just a little bit of background to my story with my mom is my entire life was incredibly close with her. Even through like the hard adolescent years, we were like just incredibly close, noticeable by my peers. Um, Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with early onset dementia when she was just 59, 60 years old, and I was 24, so like kind of barely out of college, and actually the same week that I had gotten engaged. And so this ended up being a decade with my mom in dementia, just trying to nurture her and make life be as good as it could be and help her anticipate all these changes. And so when we got to like, we knew it was like her very end of life, like we're on the last few days. Um, she went through the natural dying process in full. And there's a certain time, and we're guided by hospice. And she said, she's going to be, she hit that spot where she's unresponsive. And a while ago, like, the previous months, I had given her a Woodwick candle, the kind
Yeah.
that has that wick and it just sounds like a little crackling fire. And they just thought that was so appropriate because one of the ways we always connected in my growing up was we would go camping, have bonfires, just it was a whole
Oh,
thing. So when the hospice nurse said that, you know, this unresponsiveness is that's going to be it, I lit that candle and I don't know, didn't think about it. Um, I just was trying to have the most calming presence for her in her passing and,
oh.
playing beautiful instrumental music. And so I, was just pouring all this love into her. And then she lasted through the next day and then into the day after that. And it was getting really late into like 2 days later. And, the hospice nurse is like, can't believe she's still hanging on. And I ended up I was having these deep, like these conversations and just trying to pour love into my mom so she would, you know, just know what an impact she made and what I wanted to send her off with. Like it was just so important. And so I had this last conversation with her and it was like 3 in the morning. And I was encouraged by the hospice nurse to step out of the room and give her time because something that they know is sometimes folks want to pass away on their own. And so
Yeah.
I stepped away, and um when I came back, after having this deep conversation with her, I I had promised myself that I would just lay back and sleep with her and just sleep side by side in this queen bed and not try and fight sleep to try and stay up because if she wanted to slip away when I was sleeping, I just
Oh,
wanted whatever she wanted.
right.
Sure. Oh.
Oh,
So I laid right next in bed. I held her hand. Our hands were held like at the side, right between our bodies. Our aged golden retriever was there the whole time. So she was laying between my legs and her heart was so
oh,
happy. And that Woodwick candle was still going. And I mean it was lower, but I just wasn't thinking about it. And I laid back and I just told her I loved her. And I said I promised I would sleep. And I just laid back and I was so exhausted after all these days. I didn't know a thing. The next thing I knew is one of the caregivers came to let me know that she thought my mom had passed. And the first thing I noticed is we were still connected at our hands at our side.
oh,
And I
oh,
just reached over with my other hand and to confirm because she was like such a birdie breath away from passing.
yeah,
The way that I knew in any of those days that she was still with us was I would touch like her belly, her neck,
yeah.
and just to kind of confirm. So I confirmed and I knew she had passed. And I just laid back and immediately started talking to her soul just to keep this soulful connection. Like, I
Oh,
know she is not her body. And I just
yeah.
felt this soul connection. And I happened to look over and I saw that Woodwick candle was out, like as if she had blown it out. Like
Oh
when
my
she, when
Sonia.
her soul left, I'm
Oh,
getting goosebumps.
me
Um,
too. I know. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
so there was just this connection and just the timing of it, you couldn't, it was just too meant to be or too orchestrated and just it just added to my level of soul connection with her.
Yes.
Which we had been pouring into all along. And it was just this incredible culminating experience.
Oh, Sonia, it's so beautiful. I love so much that, you're right. The candle is such a metaphor for so many things, for light, for warmth, for, that connection around, like you said, you guys used to go camping and then to have that like really beautiful, like to think to light that for her and then to have it be blown out, right? Just, ah,
Like she had control,
yeah,
it's like it just felt orchestrated by her soul. Like it all went when she wanted it to. Maybe she didn't want me to be awake while she actually actively passed, but we were so connected the entire time. And important to me was that I kept my promise
yeah.
over all those years. If I said I was going to be there, I was there. If I said I was going to take her somewhere, we did. Um,
Wow.
and so it was just that deep integrity with her, where it's like, no, Zone, you said you weren't going to fight the sleep and try and stay up. You told mom that you would
I
come back and sleep.
know. And it is so, the whole thing is so beautiful. And your relationship with your mom, I just, I think of you often because as you know, and we could talk about that in a minute, but first I want to ask you, um, in my mind, I have a story about these candles you and your mom before this one. Did I make that up or is there also,
No, I mean, I don't, we just stumbled upon them at some point and just thought they were so cool. And it's like, have a little bit of the outdoors because we're very outdoorsy people. I grew up in
yeah.
Minnesota. We always loved traveling to northern Minnesota. And so it was just, I think it just feels like you're bringing the outdoors in, and we both had such a connection to that. So we definitely would exchange these candles
Yeah. I mean, that's
during all
the
those
thing.
healthy years too.
I love that. So it's like that idea of, this is what I think touched me so much. Of course, that very ending story, but also the sharing of the light, that kind of
Uh,
like we both have these candles and then, so if I can share what you did for me,
yes.
right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
so we had a conversation about this beautiful, end of life with you and your mom and sharing all that love. And afterwards, you sent me two of those candles, right? One for me and one for my mom, knowing how much I love my own mom. And for me, that was like the beginning of something that is now a ritual in my own life, which is that idea of, you know, maybe we can't be together in person right now, but we can each light this candle and hear it. I love that too. I love the little flicker. It's you know, but we can and there is something so incredibly connecting about that.
I agree. Yeah, it gives it something physical, and I think candles probably for most of us evoke just more of that soulful. I don't know. It just maybe it's in the movement of the little flame dancing. I don't know what it is, but it gives everything more movement. And you and your mom have one. You can light it. You can think of each other. It's just
Yeah.
makes it just a little bit more tangible
And
when
that's
you are
the thing
apart.
why I'm so grateful to you for being willing to share sort of the origin story of this because what I think, and I know we sound like a commercial for this particular
I know.
brand, We're not sponsored. We're maybe we should be, but
Right.
the thing that I wanted to, I mean, I have often given them to people when someone passes away as a way because there is that connection, like light the candle, of course, and feel connected. But I also, I think I told you this story recently. I know a really wonderful young man whose mother passed away when he was very young. And he
Yeah.
has just accomplished, he just got his PhD and he's really been like, and as a mom myself, like I just really felt for him that it's like he didn't have his mom there to
Yeah.
celebrate. And so I shared with him, right? I sent him a candle and I got myself one and shared your ritual of like, because he's also a great bringer of light. So it was a perfect gift, right? To for all those reasons, to be there for him as a stand-in for our mom who couldn't be physically there. But because it's true, it's a spiritual connection, but it's also, it celebrates the light in us. So I just wanted to thank you so much because I feel like a lot of times we don't know what to do when, especially if someone passes away, right? It's hard to find words sometimes. And I feel like this idea of sharing a candle and just a little bit of a like this has great meaning that was passed on to me from a beautiful woman and her mom.
And I'd like to believe that my mom's soul can see that. And I mean, mine does for sure. And it lights up my soul, but it's just to share that goodness and then that, just to pass on that ritual and then you're passing it on. I mean, that's just the definition of having such positive ripples in people's lives. And that it's such an honor equally that you've continued that because you learned it from us or
I
I
know.
just think what a beautiful way to spread light and joy and I mean, I can't hold all of it. It's
Exactly. And
celebration, it's everything.
let's bring your mom in, right? Because I too like to think that her soul can be here with us. So it's Jeannie.
Yes.
Yes. And so you said sometimes Jeannie May.
Oh, something Jeannie Mae. Yeah.
Jeannie May, which I love because it's such a loving name, isn't it? It's like I just want to hug her, when I hear Jeannie May. Um,
Yeah.
so I wanted, like, I obviously wanted to do this to thank you, to thank her. And, hopefully maybe other people, and again, it's not like we're trying to advertise, it doesn't have to be this particular kind of candle, right? But the idea of creating a ritual, and I love the idea. I do love that it's a ripple from you and your mom. Like to me, that adds some meaning to the gift, right? Um, and so I guess that's the thing I wanted to do was to also share it with other people so that they would have a meaningful ritual that they could share, with someone they love, like, hey, I just bought one of these candles and here's one for you. The text them, I'm going to light mine right now. You light yours, right? Like
All that.
yeah, it's just obviously, and you're someone who's so heart connected. I mean, I know this, right? Like, and it's like, how can we have more of that in the world?
I
Yeah.
agree. And I just realized there's another kind
What?
of a larger another concept that's going on here, Sherry, which my mom would just be tickled about this because her outgoingness and just the way people were attracted to her, she could make friends in the grocery store line, in a bathroom, at the airport, like anywhere. And that's how you and I had our first connection was we just happened to be at an event together for very, very short. And just the littlest follow through became something. And I just, I'm so grateful we met. And so I just feel like, isn't that the Jeannie Mae thing to do? um to connect with somebody and you know maybe it's also another reminder to just keep our heads up in the world and look around for others that are looking for connection
I
because
am
how much
so
that can mean.
yes. I mean, look at us. I mean, it's not like we've gotten together in person since
Right.
then, but we've had, I don't know, we've had Zoom calls. We certainly have connected online. I feel your heart And to me,
Yes.
that's the most important part. I'd love to have more in-person time with you.
Yes.
However, thank you for bringing that in. It's true. That is the other piece. And um, it's true that you and I think, love that kind of genie. I'm going to call it the Jeannie May uh, effect right
Me
now.
may affect.
Right? Like that
Yeah.
idea of being able to meet someone and have a connection and to not let it go. I think that, not necessarily that people have to like collect everybody we meet, but when you feel a certain like heart connection, take the time to follow through. And again, like just to bring it back before, because I know we have to hop off of this, but to bring it back to, that was super important what you did. You sent me, had you not sent, I mean, you told me the story, but had you not sent me those candles, it might not have ever really clicked into place for me the way it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a
I'm
huge
so
thing,
glad it did.
right? I know.
And I hope your mom loved it.
She did. She did. And she's someone who she lights candles all the time when people are traveling, when people have passed away, when someone's, troubled in their heart, right? And so she's
Oh,
very connected to, she's someone who grew up lighting candles in churches. That's the other thing. I think there's that spiritual connection
yes.
to it too that I don't necessarily have as much, but I do through my mom.
Yes. Yes.
So I really can't thank you enough. And getting the chance to, every time, like, look what happened today. Like, every time we acknowledge something and talk about it, there's a new layer of meaning. Now we have the Jeannie May effect,
It's true.
right?
And I,
And so,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Was there anything before we have to close this out that you wanted to share?
I, I just, I just want to thank you for sharing about it because you know, you just thanked me for sharing the candle, but thank you for sharing about the candle
Mm,
because sometimes people just need ideas too. And, they're going to bring all their heart centeredness with it.
yes.
So maybe it helps somebody else.
Right. And maybe somebody else will be sharing with us down the road, like something new that they brought to it.
Oh,
Right.
I would love that.
Me
Yeah,
too.
that'd
So,
be so cool. I thank you. Thanks so much for sharing the story.
Sonia, thank you so much. Goodbye for now, but
Yes,
not for long, right? Yeah.
yes. Sounds so
I love
good.
it.
Thank you.
Yay.